please elaborate on the results of your military actions, such as the strike on the tunnels, and also on infrastructure such as what you call the tower where Hamas and Islamic Jihad.
Hello, everybody.
Finally, what would you consider to be the end goal of the military actions towards Hamas?
Right.
Hey, Debs, how are you?
The effect of our activity, of our military
turn this down now.
Hamas.
So, hi, Debs, how you doing? How's everybody doing out there? Talk a little bit of international happenings here as it relates to journalism. I'm trying to find. Hey, good to see you too. I think I might do an unboxing in a little while as well, besides this. Let's see how, wait for some folks to join the broadcast here. And I want to talk a little bit about international issues here as it relates to Israel and the Palestinian, what's going on there. Okay, this is what I was looking for. How you doing, Debs? How are things where you are? How are things where you are? I think Debs is the only person here so far. At least what I'm seeing. So anyway, my friends, I'll get started. And of course, people can catch up on replay what I'm saying. Getting hot, 100 degrees. Yeah, ooh, that's hot. If it's 100 degrees already, what's it going to become July and August? If it's close to 100 or 100. It's going to be a pretty hot summer. Yeah, 120. So I kind of wanted to, you hope not. I hope not too. That's kind of warm. I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about, hello. How are you, Sam Eric in Helsinki? Cool city. Finland. I want to come on and talk about an issue sort of near and dear to my heart, journalism, because what's been happening in the Mideast. I don't know how many of you have been following. I mean, I don't know how you can escape it, but following, hey, Gary, how are you? Can escape what's happening in the Mideast with Israel and the Palestinian in Gaza and within Israel as well. Basically, in the last few days, there've been the conflict exploded into kind of an all-out war, if you will. Although it's most people will argue it's one-sided. Tucson, Arizona. All right. Was I in Tucson last year? I think I went through Tucson. I can't remember. Maybe I just drove through. I can't remember if I stopped in so many places. I don't remember if I stopped. I think I did. But anyway, in terms of the conflict that's been happening, it's interesting how journalists and the news media and the international press as a whole has sort of been dragged into this conflict. And no, Phoenix, yeah, I did go to Phoenix for sure. Yeah, I know that, definitely Phoenix. So maybe I missed Tucson. Maybe I have to go back there. But the international media has been feel like they're being used in this conflict. And I'll explain what's happened in the last few days. And one of it is a big concern of mine as a journalist. My name is Mike, by the way. I am a journalist. I work for the LA Times. I'm not doing this for the LA Times. I'm just here on my own. But I've been a journalist for a lot of years now. I'm on the national/foreign desk at the LA Times. And I kind of wanted to come on and talk about it a little bit because two things happened involving the international press in the last couple of days or so with the conflict. So the first thing that happened was on Thursday, the IDF, that would be the Israel Defense Forces, they put out a statement. They first put it out on Twitter, meaning Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus. He is the spokesperson, the official spokesperson for the IDF. And he put out a statement that Israeli ground troops had already started operation in Gaza. I wonder if using Twitter for disinformation to lure people into a trap violated Twitter's. Well, that's a question. Who knows? I don't know if Twitter's even addressed that yet. But let me explain to people who don't know, give the background to folks who don't know. So what happened? And I was working that day, and we heard the information was put out on Twitter and then put out there that Israeli ground forces had begun operations. An operation against Gaza. And so what happened when the IDF, the official spokespeople for the Israeli military, put out that statement, just about every media organization put out an alert. The Washington Post, New York Times, kind of, anyway, international media organizations, NBC News, you name it, all put out information that Israeli ground troops had entered Gaza and begun operation in there because that's what they were told. So I was working that day, Thursday night, waiting for the Associated Press to file a story. AP is in Gaza. They have a bureau there. Or they did. We're going to find out more about. I'll tell you more about that. AP. We were waiting for AP. AP didn't put out anything. AP's most recent story was saying that they're threatening to go into Gaza. So media put it out there, and then later, the Israeli military retracted or clarified that statement. They said they clarified it by saying, no, we're not in Gaza. We're just shelling from the Israeli side of the border. So they clarified that. The New York Times put out a story about it, saying that they clarified. Everybody had to do a retraction. You know, the international media did a retraction, saying they're clarifying this. No, they're not in Gaza, and so on. Fast forward to the next day. The Israeli media, local media, Israeli media said it was not a mistake, as the military was saying. They actually did it intentionally, put out that information intentionally to kind of lure Hamas into the tunnels, escaping, and then attack the tunnels and hopefully kill a bunch of Hamas people. So Israeli media reported the next day that it was not a mistake that the IDF put out this information intentionally out to the world using the international press, essentially lying to the international press to scare Hamas into trying to escape into these tunnels and then attack the tunnels, and therefore kill a bunch of Hamas folks. So the media was very upset about this, as you can tell, because what does this do? It do two things. Now, do you trust anything as a journalist? Do you trust anything that comes out of the Israeli defense forces from there on? Because if they intentionally lied to us and said they were doing this operation when they weren't doing it, how do you trust anything beyond that, right? How do you trust them from there? If you lied to me, I can't. I'm going to be whatever you tell me from now on. I'll take it with a grain of salt, or I'll kind of not. You know what I mean? Using social media for their own purposes, yes. But they use social media, but they put it out there for the press. So they were using the international media for military purposes, is what the Israeli media is reporting, that they use the international press, with all the press. They use international media for military purposes. Lie to the international media and put out information out there that scares Hamas and get Hamas in a certain area where they can bomb it. And then later say, oh, never mind, sorry, we're clarifying. No, we're not there, and try to pull back. That upset a lot of journalists, obviously, especially since the Israeli media reported that it was not a mistake, that they did this intentionally. Okay? So that happened Thursday. What happened today? So today, this morning, yeah, it's not a good thing to lie to someone like that, because can you really trust them, right, Debs? I mean, would you be able, someone lies to you intentionally like that, but they're saying they didn't do it, was an error. But I'll give you the statement from Colonel Conricos in a minute, because he was just speaking, holding a press conference. So this morning, the Associated Press and Al Jazeera and a bunch of other media have their bureaus in one tower in Gaza, right? International media are in a tower in Gaza. They've been there for forever. The Israeli government, the Israeli media knows that's the media center, and they know the AP is there, Associated Press, and other media are there. So what did they decide to do this morning? They gave them warning and said, you got, I don't know, X amount of time to get out of the building, because we're going to bomb it, right? We're going to do an airstrike against that building. So this is the headquarters, think about it, the headquarters of international media in Gaza that have been there for a while. So they had very little time to get out of the building and grab whatever they could and get out. And then this morning, the building was obliterated, airstrike. Israeli military bombed it. And the military is saying the reason they did that is because Hamas and other terror and what is it, Islamic Jihad were using the building to fire rockets as an operation. They had an office in there and so on. So that's the defense of the Israeli military, saying that it was not a media center, but rather it was a building being used by Hamas. Now, the press conference they just had, journalists who are very concerned about this, because the AP's, this is a statement that the AP, the CEO of AP put out this morning. This is Gary Pruitt. Gary Pruitt is the president and CEO of the Associated Press. And he said in his statement this morning, and I'll read it to you, "We are shocked and horrified that the Israeli military would target and destroy the building housing AP's bureau and other news organizations in Gaza. They have long known the location of our bureau, and new journalists were there. We received a warning that the building would be hit. We are seeking information from the Israeli government and are engaged with the US State Department to try to learn more. This is an incredibly disturbing development. We narrowly avoided a terrible loss of life. A dozen AP journalists and freelancers were inside the building, and thankfully, we were able to evacuate them in time. The world will know less about what is happening in Gaza because of what happened today. So that's a statement from Gary Pruitt. Gary Pruitt is the president and CEO of the Associated Press, and he's seeking answers as to why they bombed the bureau. What was the bureau of the Associated Press? Now, if you don't know anything about the Associated Press, this is what's key here. If you don't know anything about the Associated Press is an association of many news organizations. And so they, yes, thank goodness they got out. And so they put out, they have correspondents all around the world feeding wires. We call it the wire services. Without the Associated Press, hello Reno. Without the Associated Press, hello Tallahassee. Without the Associated Press having a real presence where they can file stories from Gaza, that limits the information that's coming out of Gaza now. Not to mention the other media that just lost all their equipment, all their archives, they lost everything. Now, the world will know less until they can regroup somehow about what's going on the ground in Gaza, because now those journalists don't have a place to file their reports, right? And thank goodness it got out of there safe. So, so that's kind of one of the things that this thing sort of achieved, is that now there's less information coming out. Hey, Dean, how you doing? There's more information. There's less information because they're not being able to report. Let me give you the statement, because they had a press conference about this. And of course, this was the kind of like the main questions they were asking the IDF Colonel Jonathan Conricus. And this says because he's saying it's a mistake, it was an error. He said, this is the colonel speaking from the IDF. That was not a deliberate deception. That was an honest mistake, meaning putting out the statement that they had begun ground operations was a mistake. He says mistakes happen, an error and an honest mistake and nothing else. So that's essentially what he's saying. He's maintaining that, although the press in Israel is saying it wasn't a mistake. This was a military maneuver to use the press, international press, to put out the word to Hamas that ground forces were coming into Gaza, and therefore hoping Hamas all run into their tunnels. And once they were in the tunnels, boom, right? And then later, after you attack the tunnel and you kill X amount of Hamas people, then you say, oh, sorry, international media, we're clarifying. We're not actually in Gaza, we're just shelling them. So all this international media had to retract. The next morning, the Israeli press, hey Gina, the next morning, the Israeli press comes out and says, it was not a mistake. They did this as a military strategy. Hey, what's going on there in Bangor? So that's kind of like two strikes, if you will, about now the international press being a little bit leery about what comes out of the mouth of the spokespeople from the IDF. And, and you can understand why. So that's kind of where we are right now, is that how do you, as the press, now trust whatever comes out from the Israeli Defense Forces when there were two strikes, basically, the one about the ground troops, and now you're saying, oh, by the way, Lieutenant Colonel Conricus was asked, what proof or what evidence do you have that that building where the journalists were, the bureau, was being used by Hamas? And he says, I can't give you that information because without jeopardizing our operation. So he says he can't, so they're not going to give us any proof that that building had offices, Hamas offices, and so on. Of course, the journalists who work there, they know who's in the building. You would think they would know, but they're not giving us proof because they're saying it would jeopardize their operation without jeopardizing their operation. So prove that Hamas was in the building, prove that, as you put it, terrorists are operating in the building, but you said, no, we can't do that. We're not going to do that. So now the AP has lost its bureau, and a bunch of other international media. They're all in the same building. They had to get out quickly. I mean, it's scary. I was a foreign correspondent myself, and I can imagine how scary that was when you're giving X amount of minutes to get out of a building because it's going to be hit by a bomb. You know it's coming by an airstrike. And so you're rushing to get in an elevator maybe. And if the elevator is not coming or it's crowded, you're running down steps to get out of a tower to get out and not be killed. That's not fun. That's the risk that journalists go through all the time, covering these types of events, war zones and so on, and put their lives on the line to bring the news to people. It's also scary to run to the shelter 5 times a night because your apartment may be hit. Absolutely. Sid Snow. Absolutely. I mean, because I'm not absolving Hamas of anything here, by the way, because when they're sending rockets into Israel indiscriminately into populated areas, if you will, into populated areas, that's no fun either. And that's bad. 10 people were killed in Israel so far because of these rockets. And about 130, maybe they're saying now, maybe it could be more in Gaza. So yeah, this targeting of civilians, no matter who's doing it, is absolutely not right. But anyway, I'm just saying that anybody, if it's Hamas, if it's Israel, if it's the United States, if it's the EU, you name it, anybody, the government is trying to use the press in a way that brings to question credibility. I think it hurts them. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Yeah, I think it hurts their credibility to use the press as a military tool, is what I'm saying. So you can launch a precision strike from an airplane without collateral damage. The only alternative is an invasion, which would be far. No, I mean, if you launch a precision, as you put it, strike from an airplane and a tower collapses, you can have collateral damage. You can have people who might have been in the neighborhood, because those buildings, it's a densely populated area. There are buildings around it. So if a building comes down, if you guys remember the World Trade Center came down, there were buildings all around Battery Park, all around, Lower Manhattan, in that area that were also damaged. They weren't directly hit. Oh, you can't launch. Sorry, I misread what you said. You can't. Oh, I missed the can't. Oh, because I didn't see. I didn't see the apostrophe. Sorry. You didn't? Did you put an apostrophe? No. Okay. Can't. Sorry. Yeah, you shouldn't, nobody, I don't care who you are. If you're running an organization, let's say if I'm running a company, let's just take it out of the war zone. I'm running the company and I consistently use the media to lie to promote my company, you know what's going to happen? They're going to stop. They're not going to believe anything you say beyond that because you lost your credibility, right? Well, yes, I mean, the press, that's true, because there are places where, one of them, for example, where I spent 2 years, China, where the press is run by the state, what we call state-run media. But that's true. That's true. There's no free press in some places. Magic Moon. It's everywhere like that. Yeah, I mean, there are places where there's no free press, and it's run by the government. So the government tells you what they want you to know, not what you need to know, but what they want you to know. Hi, Mike. By the way, hey, hi. The Great Southern Cafe Ice. Yeah, you lose credibility. It's just like a one-on-one relationship. Let's just take it down to that level, a one-on-one relationship. You have a relationship with a friend of yours, and that friend lies to you all the time. Then you if you're smart, you reach a point where it's like, I don't know, everything you tell me, I question, It's ice from Perry, if you recall. Oh, everybody's got different, everybody's got sort of, yeah, I know who you are now. Everybody's got, it's hard recognizing people on here on hops. The people I've been following. Yep, they just shot themselves in the foot. Yeah, if you have a friend, a relative, an acquaintance, someone who lies to you, and you know they deceive you, you're gonna, anything they come up and question and tell you, you'll be like, I don't know about that. Let me check that out. Hey, I need some money because this happened and that happened. Can you really help me out? Because this happened and that happened, and my grandma or this and that. You start questioning everything they tell you. It's called trust, honesty and trust, right? So the same goes with states and companies or whoever that consistently lie to media. Then they don't trust you. But it worked well for the former U.S. president. I mean, it worked well in the sense, I don't know if you mean that it worked well lying to the press because the press called it out, but his supporters didn't care. I don't know if it worked well in the same. It worked well in the sense that his supporters just don't care. The supporters said what the supporters would say, like at least that's what I heard. They'd say, you say he lies all the time, and supporters will say everybody lies. That's what I heard a lot of. Everybody lies. All politicians lie. Hey, what's going on, dude? Yeah. So they'll say all politicians lie. So that's the excuse that I heard anyway. A lot. Honesty, integrity, trust. Yes. What's going on, dude? Dude is a top commenter. So that's where we are with this. Yeah, and the Dems crying wolf work to some extent as well. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, obviously it was Democrats too, but I would think it was some independents as well who were concerned by the behavior of the former president. Don't you guys think? I mean, the tweets, the name calling. I mean, we haven't had that with the new president. It almost seems boring. We haven't had the tweets of name calling and giving people nicknames and Sleepy this and just all the nicknames, and it's just almost I think I heard someone say, I appreciate it. It's so boring. out of the White House. Running errands and listening. Cool. Just to make sure you're not looking at the screen unless you're walking, while you're driving. He used the press. Supporters believe everything, even if a lie. Yeah. So, I mean, it's an unusual case with Donald Trump because, frankly, he's one of these presidents that it doesn't matter what he says or what he does, he will not lose support. It's just that plain. Remember, this is a president who said he can shoot. I hope it doesn't happen to prove his point, but he can go up to Fifth Avenue in New York City and shoot someone and not lose any support. And I think that's true. I think if he kind of, let's say, he lost his mind a little bit and he walked up to Fifth Avenue and shot someone, you know what some people would say? Well, what did they do? They must have done something. Or they did, maybe they deserved it. Or maybe they were, you know. Anyway, we're going off topic with Donald Trump here. We're actually talking about Israel and what's been happening with the media there. It's kind of really interesting. Only one tweeter in White House. JC Man just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, JC Man. So, should I do an unboxing on this? I mean, it's related. I think I'll do an unboxing, guys. You want me to do an unboxing, or do I want to? Should I come back and do it on another broadcast, another title? Should I unbox something? I have like a few boxes over there. Let's get one boxed. How about we unbox? Actually, we're talking about global affairs. This is actually apropos to global issues. Let's unbox something. We're gonna unbox this. Maybe I'll push the camera a little bit further back so you can see better. Let's unbox something. Move this over here. Is my camera aimed okay? I'm sort of vertical over here and horizontal over here. I need to get the. Oops. I gotta get up. Let me see if I can do it without the tools. I'm not sure of mine. So this is a. I know what it is. Plastic. It's a world map. But it's a really cool world map. It's a really cool world map. It comes in this canister. I don't know if you guys can see. It comes in a canister like this. I have not seen it, obviously. This is the first time I'm opening the thing. And what it is, and unrolling, yes. So what it is, it's actually a scratch map, guys. So this map will allow me to scratch out the countries I've already visited. So that's what it is. It's a scratch map. You put it up on the wall and you scratch all the countries you visited. It's not sniff. Well, listen, if you want to sniff it, you can go ahead and sniff. I'm not going to sniff it. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of scratching. So this is cool because you can see the places you've been to, the countries you've been to. I know they have some maps that it's like push pins and so on. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Just in time for the unboxing. We jumped from Israel, but it's related, I guess. It's a map of the world, and it's a scratch map. So you scratch out the countries you've been to, and you can look at the map and see where you've been. Yeah, it comes in a nice canister. It's a scratch the places you visited, discover, explore the world, and discover new places. Travel around the world and make memories. So you scratch, yeah. So let's open it. It comes in a canister like this. I hope this doesn't pop up. It feels like almost like a reveal. No, it's not scratch and sniff. But if you want to knock yourself out sniffing your map, go for it. So there you go. A nice, actually it smells interesting. Now you got me sniffing it. Actually, it smells like almost like paint. So I pull out the map out of the tube. Anything else in there? Something else is in there. Ah, what's this? Oh, this is the tools. Let me show you this first. These are the tools you're going to use to scratch the map, I think. I love the smell of a new map. Getting a high fume. So let's see what's in here. So interesting. I'm not sure how to, what is this for? I guess it'll explain to me. It looks like a, what do I do with this? Almost looks like a magnifying lens. I'll have to figure out what that is. I don't know what that is. And then it has these stickers that you can put on, like if it's ski resort or hiking. So it has the little stickers. Where do I show this? Over here? Ski resort, hiking, sailing, like a boat, dinner, you know, motorcycle, camping. You can put the sticker, what you did in those countries. Yeah, it's a magnifying, but why do I need a magnifying? Or is this the scratching thing? This is to do the scratching. Anyway, I think there's supposed to be a tool in here, something else, to scratch the. See if I can get it out. Oh, so I thought, yeah, there's something else in there. Come out, wherever you are. Oh, yeah. So here it is. So these are actually guitar picks. And these guitar picks are supposedly really good for scratching stuff off. So they give you 2 guitar picks. You know, play the guitar. So I have 2 guitar picks to scratch off the map. For the little countries like Liechtenstein. Yeah, maybe you're right, to spot little things on the map. Let's try it out. So here's the actual map, and let's unroll it. So it's all the countries are in gold right now. All the countries, we're disconnecting. Are you guys still there? I think we just lost connection, right? Let me know you're still there. The connection should have went. Okay, you're still there. Okay. All right. Let's see. Warning. Don't scratch it. Avoid making mistakes. Scan the code or visit the link. What is this? Important. Don't scratch it. Avoid making mistakes. Avoid making mistakes. scan the code or visit the link. Really? I don't know what that, I guess they're saying don't scratch this. It's a scan the code thing. So there's two of them in here, two maps, by the way. One I believe is from the US. Yep. So this is from the US. It has a smaller map. It's a US map. It's all in gold, but when you scratch it off, colors will show up. And I will scratch all 50 of them because I've been to all 50 states. So I'll end up scratching all of them. Use the guitar picks to play the links on the map. Decide where to go next. Refreshing second time. Okay, I am here. Anyway, it gives you two maps, a smaller map of the United States. And so you can show where you've been, which states you've been to. I've been to all of them, all 50 states. I'll be scratching the entire country. Yeah, I've been to the territories as well. Samoa, Puerto Rico, etc. So, but I don't think they put the territories here. It's just the US states. This is just the US states. Damn, you're thorough. Anyway, so that's the US map, the small one. The larger map is the map of the world. And I don't know if I'm on camera here, you can see it. So again, you scratch off where you've been, the countries, and at the bottom, it has their flags. So you scratch off the countries at the top, obviously on the map, and then at the very bottom is the flags from those countries, all the flags. So you'll get to see what the flags look like, the colors and all that. So everything is golden, like gold. Yeah, there's a lot of scratching. I don't think I'll be able to do it in one day. Obviously, I'll do it at my leisure. I've been to every country, for example, in the Americas, all of them. All the countries in it. So I'll scratch everything over. I don't know. I don't know where to aim this thing. I guess right here is okay. So the Americas, everything. From Canada on down, all the way to South America. It does smell like paint, guys. I wouldn't go sniffing it because it does smell like fresh paint. So maybe that's, yeah, you know, like paint or thinner, paint thinner. That's what it smells like. Greenland not that big. Greenland is over here. It is pretty. I've been to Greenland, but I was there as a military, right? I was in the military. Greenland is over here. It's pretty big. Greenland, which belongs to. Greenland is a part of which country? Anyone? 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 I'm doing my Ferris Bueller teacher thing. Anyone? No, not Iceland. Yes. Well, what's the name of the country? Danes, but yes. What's the name of the country? The name of the country? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Denmark. Yep. So little Denmark owns this huge piece of land. Remember, there was a time, speaking of Trump, he was talking about what he wanted to buy Denmark. And then the Danes said it's not for sale. The military base, there's a military base there. Yep, Denmark. So a lot of scratching to do for sure. I might as well take the guitar pick and just go the whole thing. Denmark is fantastic. Denmark, if you've never been to Denmark, I'm telling you, and if you love cycling like I do, I just love the fact that I could get on a bicycle and everybody was pretty much on a bicycle, and it was fantastic. I'm trying to see if I can even see Denmark on this map. It's so crowded. Ugh. Tiny. There's tiny Belgium, Brussels. Jeez. Yeah, it's really, really tiny. The Vikings claim it first. I guess the Vikings sort of like we're all over the place. Um, yeah, Denmark is Copenhagen. If you've never been to Copenhagen, so anyway, yeah, it just smells like fresh paint because it's been in that box for so long. Oh yeah, use my magnifying lens. That's what this thing is for. Let's see. Ah, yeah, that's what it's for. And then when I'm scratching, I can make sure I scratched out the right place. My magnifying lens. So yeah, it works. The magnifying lens works. Woohoo! So when you're scratching, like the tiny countries, you can make sure you're scratching within the borders anyway. It works. They thought of everything. High five award. Thank you. Greetings. Hello, hello. Someone from Denmark here, really? You know I love Denmark. I had one of the best times. Although I don't know how the Danes necessarily feel about yeah, I had the best time in I went to a jazz club in Copenhagen. I spent some time there, then I left and I went to Sweden and Norway, then I came back to Copenhagen or Copenhagen, Hagen, Copenhagen. Oh, thank you for the explanation. What's happening? What are the rectangles for at the bottom? Oh, sorry. The rectangles at the bottom are the country. It's really cool. They provide the flags of the countries as well. So if you've been to, I don't know, let's pick a country. Let's say I know we just talking about Denmark. Then I would scratch out, find a map, rather find the flag of that country and scratch that out as well. So you get to see the colors and everything. Everything. You know what? Should we do one? I'm just curious. Let me do one, scratch one thing out, see what it looks like. Where's my guitar picks? I lived in Sweden on a refugee camp as a kid before I came to Canada. A refugee from where? Where were you a refugee from? I mean, which country were you from? Sweden. Oh, these are nice guitar picks. Woohoo! JS. Which one should we scratch out? I'm gonna do a small one because I'm just gonna, or should we do the US first? Canada is huge. Can't do Canada, can't do, yeah. Should I do Ghana? I think I'm gonna just do Ghana in Africa right now. I just curious what it looks like. So yeah, when you scratch it out, what happens is a color comes through. In this case, Ghana looks like it's pink. So the countries will be different. Yeah, I see where this is going to be handy for the smaller countries. Yeah, but this is going to be important for the smaller countries. Ta-da. You can wag your tail? What are you guys talking about? Okay, so I started with, I should put some light, and it would be good to have some better lighting. I just picked a small country, and it would have been good to have better lighting as well. Turn on the light. So I just did Ghana, and Ghana is pink. So if I did another color, country would be blue or yellow or green. I just did Ghana right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's very tiny, and it's pink. I don't know how they choose the colors. They just I guess so it looks all even. They wouldn't want to put the same color with countries that are bordering each other because they'll blend right into each other, obviously. I mean, I can do the US. Again, it gives you a US map as well. I don't know where I'm gonna, because once I filled in, I'm probably gonna put it on my bedroom wall, or maybe the living room here. Probably the bedroom wall, because you can put it up. I guess once you're done, you can frame it. I can frame the US. I've done. The cool thing, it has all the flags as well of the US. Pink for Ghana. Yeah, they chose pink for Ghana for some reason. I mean, I guess they just chose it randomly. I don't think it means anything. If I scratch, I'm just going to do a little bit of California, because I'm not going to do the whole thing right now. I'm just curious what color California is. California is in red. Oop, I shouldn't scratch too hard, I guess. California is red. Let's do our neighboring Arizona. Wait a minute, they're all the same color? Pink? What's Nevada? I think they're same color. Oh no, Texas is green. Okay, I was worried. I'm thinking Nevada is brown. Pink? They're the same color. Pink? No, it's kind of orange, peach colored in Idaho. Wyoming? Why they're so similar? So Nebraska is green. Missouri is green. I don't know what that color. Purple for Virginia. Anyway, I scratched a few of them, but I'm not going to get it done today. North Carolina. Oh, what color is North Carolina? All right, let's do North Carolina. See what color they made it. Let's go to North Lakalaka. North Lakalaka is like a lavender color. Purplish lavender. It's like lavender. North Carolina. Hey Alexis, how are you? We went off topic here. I did an unboxing of a world map and a US map. It's a scratch map. You scratch out the places you've already been. And so I didn't think about it. I should have thought this through, because this is a lot of scratching. I honestly, I should have probably just gotten a push pin kind of a map. Don't you guys think it's going to be, for me anyway, it's going to be a lot of scratching. I don't know if I had that type of time. They say it was a good idea at the time. So it's a scratch map. You scratch out the countries you've been to, but I've been to a lot of them, and so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all this. It's going to take a while. Maybe I'll start like in North America or something and work my way down Central and in South America, and then jump over to Europe, Africa, Asia, and so on. There you have it, guys. 2 maps, one of the US, one of the world. It comes with 2 guitar picks to do the scratching. Probably meant for someone who hadn't traveled yet to scratch off one at a time. Yeah. Not for you to spend hours scratching. Yeah, that's what I just thought about. Looking at it now, I'm thinking it was a good idea at the time when I bought it. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't want to sit there doing this. Should warm up by scratching some lottery tickets. You're the one from countries left to visit. Maybe I should give it to somebody. Yeah, you give it away. I honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. Maybe I will when I'm bored. I'm rarely bored, to be honest with you. I always have stuff to do. That's my problem. What does the title of the stream has to do? JS, I'm sorry that we went off topic, but I did ask. We went through the topic, we discussed it, and then I said, guys, you guys want me to unbox something? And the folks in the group were for it, and so we're off topic. I understand that. It has nothing to do with it. I just unboxed something. I apologize to you, JS, if you're offended by my discussing something that has nothing to do with the title. But if you watch the replay, you will see the title was addressed fully. It was addressed fully. This is extra. That's all it is at JS. We're just doing an extra thing. We're just doing an extra thing. I did ask, should I change the title? And I know let's just unbox it. It's a bonus footage. Yes. I like it. I like the way you put it, Debs. It's a bonus. It's bonus, JS. Go with it. All right. We should I was gonna say scope down, but whatever haps down or whatever. So we don't upset anybody else. Anyway, I'm gonna go out. I don't know what the weather's looking a little bit. That June gloom is coming early. So every morning it start out with the gloomy weather, but it's not bad. It's not going to rain. I'm just going to go out and see if I can scope. I keep saying scope. If I can broadcast, live stream something outside over there. Let's go see if we can live stream. Put this back in the tube here. You're welcome. Yeah, let's go outside. I mean, I need to get out. By the way, it was only it went down from almost $30 to I think it was 29 something. To I used the code from Travel and Leisure magazine, and it went down to $13. So I got this for $13 on Amazon. You're welcome, Tasty. Have a great day yourself. So it was only $13 from almost $30 on Amazon. So not so bad. And it comes in a nice package, as you can see, a nice tube. Yep. Okay. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. Watch the replay if you want to see what the title is about. And this was just bonus. All right. I'm not going to, I have other boxes there. I'm not going to, I promise I won't unbox anything else, but I've got some other boxes that have been sitting. I know what's in them. I'm not opened them. So, gracias a todos. Gracias. Thank you very much, everybody. And we'll talk again. Take care. Good to see you all on unboxing broadcast. Yeah. Okay. Take care, guys. See if I can end the broadcast.